Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, today's material is Pragmatics, Facework, and Politeness. So this presentation will be led by Group 3, which is consists of three of us, actually two of us, myself as a moderator or master of ceremony, repi, anjani, ramadhany, and I have my second speaker, Nur Fauziah. Okay, so the content of our today's lesson is what is Facework, and then what is politeness. What we are talking about Facework, and then what's on politeness itself. Okay, for Facework, it will be presented by me. So let's start. But we have European government here in 1955. Here, government says our face is like a persona which we present in a conversation. It changes from situation to situation. And for example, in one situation, you might want to present the face of a good friend, while in another way, you may want to appear to be a knowledgeable student. Um, Face is maintained by the audience, not by the speaker. This is achieved by the listener accepting the face being presented by the speaker and just generally being sensitive towards them. So, Irving Goffman says that we can say that face is the image that we present of ourselves to others. Okay, so that's the definition of Facework itself. So Facework here we have Facework strategy. So in Facework, we usually have usually using appropriate form of address, and then Facework usually speaking to others in a way that it is appropriate to social relationship you have with them, and then speaking with a degree of formality appropriate on the occasion, and then understanding the conversation of language associated with particular situation, for example accepting or refusing an invitation, beginning and ending a conversation. And then the last strategy is understanding the conversation of turning taking. Okay, so in Facework, we have VTA or face threatening acts. So VTA is a language or action that reject the face someone present to us. For example, you don't know how to manage this show, and then turning back someone speaking to you. So it's the example for VTA. This clearly has implication in terms of power and status on conversation. Also, face-threatening acts are making impositions on people, for example, making requests or giving orders. Although this type of face-threatening acts cannot be avoided, and people try to mitigate the impact by speaking in an indirect way. So, Facework also have a positive and negative face. So for negative face, it desire to feel unimpeded. Unimpeded. So the freedom from it means that the freedom from feeling imposed upon the interaction. And then here for the positive face, it means the desire to feel approved of maintain a positive and consistent self-image during the interaction. Okay, so we have politeness here, which will be presented by the next speaker. Please, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. The next point that I will explain is about politeness. We're going to begin with the definition of politeness. So, politeness is a strategy that used to show respect and reduce potential threats to someone's self-image. According to the politeness theory by Brown and Levinson, there are two types of politeness. The first one is positive politeness. Positive politeness refers to the strategies that shows friendliness, solidarity, and appreciation of the other's positive face needs. For example, like compliments, expression of interest, and agreement. The next point about politeness is negative politeness. Negative politeness is the strategies that shows respect for the other's freedom and avoid imposition. For example, indirectness, hedging, and apologize. Positive politeness often used when the speaker wants to show respect and camaraderie. For example, of positive politeness include the compliments. For example, of the compliments like, you are very skilled at this. Could you help me? This shows appreciation for the other person's skills. The second one is expression of interest. For example, uh, that sentence that show interest like, I am very interested in what you are saying. Could you explain further? This show attention and interest in the other person's view. The next one is agreement. For example, the sentence like, I agree with your idea. Let's try that approach. This shows support and cooperation. The next one that I will explain is negative politeness example. Like I said before, the example of negative politeness is like indirectness, like, I'm sorry to bother you, but could you help me? This reduces the directness of the request. The second one is hedging. For example, like, I might be wrong, but I think we could try a different approach. This provides rooms for the other person's opinion. The next one is apologize. Like, it's usual example. Sorry to bother you, but I need your help with this task. I'm sorry to I apologize to bother you, and so on. That sentence shows about the respect for the other person's time and attention. The next point that I explain is about factor that influencing facework and politeness. So there are many factors that influence facework and politeness. There, I have three factors that influencing facework and politeness. The first one is culture. So the culture, norms, and expectation in various cultures. For example, in Indonesia, the culture of mutual cooperation, or we can say it in bahasa gotong royong, and respect for others greatly influences communication styles. The second one is context. The relationship between speaker, setting, and nature of the interaction. For instance, in formal meetings, the language used is more formal compared to everyday conversation. The next one is individual differences. The individual references itu more like personality, communication style, and past experience. Jadi, someone who is more introvert may be more likely to use negative politeness strategy. Okay, tak terasa. Uh, presentasi kita sudah sampai di conclusion. So the conclusion of our presentation in understanding pragmatics, spacework, and politeness is crucial for maintaining harmonious and social relationship and ensuring effective communication. Spacework and politeness strategy help avoid misunderstanding and conflict and create a respectful communication environment. Awareness of the cultural, contextual, and individual factors is also essential in adjusting communication strategies according to the situation and the interlocutor. By understanding and applying these principles, we can become more effective communication and sensitive to the social needs for others. I think that's all for me. I give it back to moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the explanation from our second speaker. So that's all we can say about the pragmatic, spacework, and politeness. Maybe that's all about our material. Thank you for your attention and see you next time. Thank you. I close this presentation today by saying Hamdallah, Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin, Billahi fisabilillah, fasabiqul khairat, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.